Hey guys, how's it going? Excuse the fans, but it's 106 degrees outside. It's not very pleasant in the garage either. I'm going to start the process of putting the 21-inch front wheel in this guy. Let's take a look at some issues that I've encountered so far and how I plan to, or how I have, resolved those issues. So one thing you have to be concerned with is the backside of these brakes touching the spokes on a 21. Because of the way, again, apologize for the fans, because of the way the spokes are oriented on the stock wheel, they go inward from outside, so there's plenty of room right here for a brake caliper, right? Well, the other rim is a standard rim, so the spokes go from the hub here to the middle, not to the other side. So, they're sticking further out here. The ones from this side, obviously, and the ones from the other side are sticking further out and closer to the back side of the caliper. So, after lots of questions to Woody's and researching the internet, because we found it on the internet, it's got to be true. You can grind off some of the metal on the back side of these calipers. And how do you do that, you ask? Well, yeah. Anyway, I did that, and now I have about 5 millimeters of clearance on both sides. But I also discovered that I could install larger disc on the 21, and the larger disc kits come with longer bolts and spacers that mount over the brake centering pins, and that moves your calipers out a little bit and further away from the spokes. So I might do that, I don't know, or I might just stick the OEM disc on the 21 and go with the 5 millimeters of clearance I've built in. Another issue that could arise is my aftermarket skid plate. The 21 might be too big for this, right? I mean, the tail lever goes straight up and down for the most part, so it's not going to go, up and back like a conventional motorcycle fork. So it may miss, or I may have to, get out the old grinding wheel again and cut out a big chunk of my skid plate right here. Which, again, not a big deal. It's just a matter of doing the work. So it would have to come, probably cut down here and down and around, make a big half moon here. I don't know, we'll see when we get there. And lastly, I need to remove this fender, and this brake union here has to be relocated forward and up. And then you've got to trim the fender so that that fits. I don't know that you have to trim the top, but I think you have to trim the backside. Yeah, I don't know if right here, I don't think you have to trim this area, but I think you have to trim the backside, because this little block that's underneath here is actually going to be up higher and level with the bottom of this member here. So let's pop off the fender and take a look and see what we have. Looks like there's a bolt there, and there's probably bolts under there. And it should pop off. Let's try and get this thing off of here. All right, fender's off. Yeah, there's 2 little torques here, and the ones on the side, they're all the same size torque. So once you figure that one out down there, you can get these two pretty easy. So this little plate is gonna, let's lay down and look up at this bike, right? Ugh. This little plate, and I don't know why the hole's offset. So that's gonna go here and move this block forward and up. Make sense? For some reason, the hole's off center. It's gonna move it over. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, so let's take that off, put this on, remount this to this, and see where we are. Okay, here we are looking at the bracket mounted, and just as I expected from Woody's, no one got lazy with the hole. There's a boss right here, and there's a boss back here, and that little piece of metal has to fit right in that boss, right? So that's why the hole's off center. Anyway, now I gotta put this up here and put that bolt through. So let's do that. A few minutes later with a unit bit And a Dremel tool. We got sort of an OEM looking cutout here. You know, I don't know. I'm going to use some PLU and design me a cover and 3D print it to go over that. It'll be flexible enough to go around that fitting, so that'll be kind of cool. But yeah, that doesn't look too bad as is. So, I mean, some of the ones I've seen on the internet, they're sketchy. Anyway, looks good. Let's see if it fits. Looks like we're going to have to widen it out right here. So I'm going to take my unibit and drill a hole about here, here, and then use my Dremel to connect them. Stand by. All right, there's the holes. Let's connect everything and go from there. Whoa, don't drop the camera. All right, so that's the cut that does it right there. So from the front, we just have the cutout. From the back, we have that. Not perfect, but it'll do. All right, for your reference, it's bolted up now, but for your reference, that's the top. And if you look at the bottom here, you can see I probably didn't need to go as big as I did, right? Looks like a 1/4 inch too much here. Down below, I went bigger than I needed to, obviously. So maybe a 1/4 inch smaller on each edge. And you probably could have come down and over instead of hollowing out the whole thing like I did. You know, and had a tighter fit. But I'm happy with it. It's good. Like I said, I'm gonna make a 3D cover that goes over the front half anyway. I'm not too really worried about this. Most of the mud is off of the tire by the time it gets here anyway, so I don't know that much will come up through there. I guess we'll find out. All right, so we've got brake shaved. We've got fender relocated, or the actual brake block relocated, fender modified to work with that. Yeah, we're getting close here to having everything we need. I need the TPMS sensor out of that tire though. So that means I gotta take that tire off. Boo. The darn things are backordered from Germany supposedly, I guess. I don't know. And I do want a working TPS in the 21, so yeah, I guess the question is right now, is it, do I feel like taking that tire off to retrieve the TPMS and then putting the 21 on and then putting it all back together? I don't know. All right, I got TPMS out. Time to put it in the other rim. I only took the tire halfway off. If it wasn't this hot, I'd be more energetic, eh? For you guys that wanted to see how Woody's Wheelworks tubeless set up, here we go. I just went around and scraped off some excess sealant that got blobbed on. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Woody's uses very heavy duty spokes. You see how big they are. And the TPS is installed. Hopefully it doesn't leak. Leaks suck. But yeah, it's ready to have the tire put on. These bolts for these discs are a little long because they're made to go in the stock hub, which has a thicker boss on the back. So I don't know. I'll probably source some shorter bolts. Looks kind of silly sticking through that far. See if I can find a tire to put on. Everything's switched over. Tire sat out in the 100-degree sun for 20 minutes. Went on like a piece of cake. Of course, I use tire lube, and I use a Baja no pinch. So yeah. Anyway, pop the tire on. The cool thing about this tire is reversible, right? So 3,000 miles or 2,500 miles down the road, if it starts cupping, take it off, turn it around, 2,500 or 3,000 more miles. Boom. So Loctited, I went with the OEM brakes. I'm not going to use the oversized brakes. Transferred the ABS ring over, transferred the OEM rotors over, pulled the spacers out and greased inside there pretty good. I like the seals to have a lot of grease, especially if you go off-road, right? And it looks like I'm ready to try to bolt it on. Let's see what happens. All right, looking good, looking good. I don't know about that clearance back there. I should have measured the stock clearance before I took it off, but I don't know that there's a lot of difference, right? I don't know what the overall outside diameter is compared to that guy. I should check it out. So the final trick is to hit the front fender with a heat gun through here with the board in, so you have some clearance. And then she's ready to rock and roll. Everything's torqued, Loctited, brakes are centered. I got my 3 to 5 millimeters of clearance on each side, spoke to caliper. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna wait till the evening to do the heat gun thing. I'm just gonna clean up the garage right now. So, looks like the clearance is fine. As suspected, the tail lever front end just goes straight up and down. So that clearance you have right there is just the clearance you always have. We get some pretty good bouncing activities here towards the end. Kind of hard to bounce a big girl. She's got pretty good suspension when set on stiff. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for sticking around this long. Like and subscribe if you can, and share if you can. And, maybe I'll see you out there somewhere. Have a good one.
Haven't found any camels yet, but we out here.